You are now tuned in to Caguama Talk with MK y los Borachos.
Oiga, ¿y a usted quién lo invitó?
Nadie. Yo me invité solo.
Texas, California, todo Nuevo Mexico, todo. It was Aslan. It was Mexico. It was Mexico. Utah, todo para allá. It was Mexico, and once you understand the truth to the younger generation, research your culture, research the truth. That's when fucking Trump says, immigrants. No, motherfucker, you're the fucking immigrant. You're the immigrant. If you know your culture, it's not gonna affect you. But if you don't know, it's like when he was like, oh, they're all criminals and all this. What about the Mexican Americans that are born here from Mexican parents? Y le está plantando una semilla. He's planting the seed that you're a ¿cómo se llama? Criminal or rapist. And that's fucking wrong, man. I know that that's fucking wrong that they're doing that. So we have to understand where we come from, and that's what's gonna make us strong. That's what's gonna make us strong.
Not only that, hay unos papaces que se van los vienen aquí y los sacan y ya tienen sus hijos chiquitos born in USA.
Yeah.
What do? They go to Mexico, they take them with them, they come back again, like wetbacks like they call them,
Yeah.
dragging in their babies en el Río Bravo.
Yeah.
And then los niños que ya nacieron aquí pasan de mojados. Lo digo por experiencia propia. Yo, naciendo en Los Ángeles, California, crucé de mojada en el Río Bravo at age 7 porque mis papás no tenían papeles, pero su hija sí. I had to go along with them, you know.
Crazy,
that's fucked
bro.
up. That's fucked
That's some
up.
crazy shit.
So I know the feeling.
We would have I remember in the 90s, there was a lot of, cousins and family members that would try to cross over. And we had a cousin that tried to cross over. Everybody's doing it for a better life, man, and he got lost, lo agarraron, the immigration grabbed him, and they lost him for like 2 months in the system. They didn't want, they went look, yeah, man, like 2 months in the system, and who's fighting for them? Like the little kids that they had caged up, who's fighting for them?
No.
It's like
nobody.
And I felt like I almost wanted to compare it to when Hitler was aiming at the Jews.
Es parecido.
Was the Holocaust.
Es parecido.
Because we're being marked. We're being targeted. We're being targeted. And a lot of people. Yo me acuerdo las marchas de los inmigrantes. I think it was like 2007, 2008. Ahí por ahí. Y pues marchamos porque mis jefes son de México, so los tenemos que apoyar también. Ya están arreglados y todo. Pero no. You don't forget that struggle, man. You don't forget that struggle and that's what I think Dallas has we're first, a lot of us, we're first generation. We're first generation and, parents from Mexico. And it's when they talk about the immigrants or they talk bad about the Mexicans, they're talking bad about us too. So we take that personal because our mom and our dad are straight from Mexico and that's our roots. So another thing that I wanted to talk to Mr. Esparza, it's the names that they give us. Hispanic, Latino, Chicano, Tejano, Ocho, todo eso, all of that divides us. All of us divides because if I ask somebody like Balta, what do you consider yourself? Mexicano. What do you consider yourself, Teresa? Latina. What do you consider yourself, Rigo? What do you consider yourself?
Gana.
What do you consider yourself?
Mexicano 100%, chico.
Well, a nosotros cuando íbamos a Guadalajara nos decían pochos, nos decían chicanos. So,
Still do.
y todavía nos dicen pochos, nos dicen chicanos. So eso divide, whoever, we're up against this higher power of intelligence that knows how to keep us divided. Like Hispanic. Think about Hispanic. His panic, who panics, they panic because we're /his panic. ¿Por qué? Porque te están diciendo, they're telling you that we're their panic. And when they target a race is because they're scared of it. They're scared of it. Y eso, yeah, it's crazy, man. And that's what we got to teach our kids, man. We got to teach our kids the true history, what's really, really going on. But going back to Mr. Esparza, when you got here, Mr. Esparza, I'm pretty sure it was really, really hard for you to get a job, or what was the first job you got, or what did you do?
Había una compañía de restaurantes muy grande que se llamaba Phoenix.
Oh, el Phoenix.
Que todavía existe.
I remember that restaurant.
Llegué con un primo ahí por la Hillcrest y la Nueva Highway. Y él trabajaba para el Phoenix. Ahí me metieron de lavaplatos, ese fue mi primer trabajito muy bueno porque en aquel tiempo me estaban pagando $1.25 la hora.
$1.25 an hour?
la hora.
¿Qué año
Oh
fue
my
eso?
God.
Y me estaban trabajando,
En ese tiempo, ¿cuándo?
sí, me trabajaban 70 horas por semana,
¿Qué año fue eso?
1972.
So 1972, they were paying you $1.25
Yep,
an hour.
an hour.
Was that average for everybody?
Yes. Pero
Creo que agarrabas 300 o algo
Pero
así.
podías comprar un six pack de cerveza
Caguama.
por $2 o $1.
It's called a distress. Yeah, man.
Y agarraban entre eso.
Sí.
Sí. Así estaba el mundo en aquel tiempo.
And when did you? This is like a very, very important question that I've been wanting to ask you, man. And I always forget to ask you. And I was telling somebody the other day, man, how come I never asked him this fucking question? I go, when did you know, Mr. Esparza, that you were gonna be an actor, director, writer, Latino leader?
Mira, lo de actor, siempre lo quise hacer desde la Ciudad de México. Eso sí, porque yo me la pasaba yendo al teatro en la Ciudad de México, al Teatro Blanquita, que es uno de los más famosos. Y también iba al cine a ver las películas más nuevas. Entonces yo veía a los actores y me emocionaba, quería ser actor. Eso ya lo sentía desde aquel tiempo, ¿verdad? Pero llegando aquí, como me dediqué a trabajar muchos años, me olvidé de lo de actor, me olvidé del cine, todo eso. Hasta que yo tenía 50 años, empecé en la actuación.
So you started at 50 years old? And I want to ask you, man, who encouraged you or who inspired you and also who helped you? Yeah, exactly.
And
Who
before
helped
he answers that, we're going to tell you with that people, it's never too late. 50 años empezó su carrera, imagínense.
you? Y se fue, cabrones! Motherfucker, you can do it!
Y es modelo también el señor,
There you
modelo.
go.
Para que lo sepan. Ok, denos su respuesta, a ver si él
Bueno,
Teresa, come doing that thing.
Bueno, pues es que he modelado lentes, he modelado ropa, ¿sí? He modelado botas, pero cuando no estaba tan panzón como ahorita. Pero sí he modelado, sobre todo lentes, sombreros, abrigos, todo eso.
We seen you on a...
Hay una tienda, ¿verdad?
We see
Una
the-
tienda azul que no queremos decir el nombre, pero entramos ahí a la sección de lentes.
There,
It's
he's right there.
His
He's right
picture
there.
right there.
Yeah,
He's right there. Yeah.
sí. Y lo de escribir, Jorge,
Yeah.
pues fíjate que en 1999 se me ocurrió escribir la historia de mi papá,
Okay.
porque él caminó por 30 años en el monte
Damn.
y nunca quiso aprender inglés ni quiso arreglar sus papeles.
¿Y eso por qué piensa usted? ¿Usted piensa que es orgullo o es odio o es like, man, fuck the system?
No tenía tiempo.
En aquel tiempo había unos amigos que ya murieron que odiaban este país.
And let me tell you that right now. I was watching a movie about the Mexican golfers y también los niños de Monterrey. Son historias que nunca nos dijeron. They played the little leagues in baseball. Y ¿cómo se llama? A lot of them went to restaurants y decía no blacks,
Exacto.
no Mexicans, and no dogs.
Oh, wow.
And that, I didn't live in that moment of 1952, 1942, 1960, or 1959. I didn't live in that time, but when I saw that movie and I saw that sign, me entró un coraje. I was fucking mad, bro. I was like, fuck y'all motherfuckers. You know, I was like, how can anybody... I feel, man, my mi forma de pensar is like, to me, like, why don't you grab all the people from different colors and the smartest people from different colors, and send them to NASA? You know, what does color got to do with intelligence? Or what does it got to do with humanity or anything?
But you know what that proves is ignorance.
Yeah.
It proves their ignorance.
You know, and going back to that sign, it angers you to the point that you start looking at things different. You know, you start looking at, wow, who started this? You know, you start questioning yourself. Hey, man, I have to read and get my knowledge up so it won't let me affect it.
Exacto.
You know?
Y además, ¿sabes qué? La mejor manera de pelear eso no es con violencia, sino es con educación.
Eso.
Aprender un tipo
Eso.
de cosas, aprender muchas
Eso.
cosas, para que
Eso.
ya puedas conversar con ellos en cualquier nivel.
Exactly.
Correcto.
En cualquier nivel.
You know what, Jorge? You know what? Quiero
que ruede la pinche sangre en las calles de Dallas, Texas. ¿Me entiendes, cabrón? I want you to go and kill that motherfucker right now. Take you guys and hazlo pedazos al pendejo. Because I'm not gonna allow that. Killing one of my men, that means fucking. You know what, Jorge? Because if you don't do it, you're fucking next.
Hey, man, what the fuck, man? What the fuck?
Hey, man! Not this time, not this time, not this time.
God, ya se los cargó la chingada. Let's go.
Yeah, man.
Remember me, motherfucker? You are now tuned in to Caguama Talk with MK y los Borachos.